show. You were one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com, which, by the way, you can bookmark that site to get the podcast link. Yes, the show is now a podcast. Make sure you bookmark westhesportsguy.com to get the link to that podcast, as well as all the social media avenues that you can find yours truly. And also, the football season is just around the corner. Training camps are underway. I really don't care about the preseason games, even though there are a few of them. But I will have an NFL preview coming shortly, just before the season gets underway. You bookmark westhesportsguy.com to make sure you get access to those NFL previews once the season is about underway. Getting into the topic this week, it's basically a simple one. It's a feel-good moment, if you want to call it that. But in general, it really made me feel very, very good about the state of things in sports at the moment. And if you didn't catch it, I encourage you to. I will not be playing any little highlight clip, even in the upper corner here on the screen, just because it might get flagged or tagged by Major League Baseball or some other third party. Who knows how this whole craziness works when it comes to YouTube and video sites of that nature. But regardless, the Field of Dreams game played this past Thursday in Iowa. Dryersville. Was it Dryersville? I think it was Dryersville. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it was in the middle of Iowa. The movie set for the movie Field of Dreams. Picturesque. It really couldn't look any better for a baseball game, and it really didn't end up being much better for a baseball game, as a matter of fact, because the game from beginning to end was very entertaining. You had the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees pictured with their team photos just before this historic event. First ever Major League Baseball game played in the state of Iowa, let alone in the middle of a cornfield. But this is legitimately on this movie set of the movie, which is my favorite sports movie of all time, Field of Dreams. And besides the picturesque moments and great highlight reels that you could ever imagine to see in a baseball game from beginning to end, I encourage you to go to MLB's YouTube channel or various other channels that they might have on Facebook, wherever the case may be, to watch the highlights of this game. It's going to be just under 10 minutes, I believe, but it is well worth the watch. If you weren't able to watch the game live, I encourage you to even watch the game as a replay from beginning to end. It was really that enthralling. The atmosphere was amazing. You had less than 10,000 fans in attendance. That's the most for capacity at the stadium that they built from the ground up. Obviously, this game should have been played last season, but we know with all of lockdown madness, it didn't happen. But it was legitimately one of the best things I have seen as a legit, all the way, long-time baseball fan. Myself personally, baseball is at the forefront for me, even though I talk more probably about football on this show than anything else. But baseball is at the front for me. And the reason why I don't talk a lot about baseball is because it's a very long and grueling season. But when it gets down to the nitty-gritty and the postseason, when it all matters, I definitely will be talking a lot about baseball. If you haven't checked out this channel yet, I encourage you to subscribe and hit that bell below. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, leave a comment, leave an upvote. Make sure you subscribe to all that stuff. You can get the links to everything at westhesportsguy.com. But to wrap it all up real quick, Field of Dreams really is just, it's a fantastic movie, and this was a fantastic atmosphere. Major League Baseball all involved with the movie set, with the city in Iowa that this movie was filmed in, the whole state of Iowa. I mean, everything was just perfect down to a T. The broadcast, there were some hiccups along the way, but nothing is ever perfect with a situation like this. But for what it was worth, it was great to see, great to experience this atmosphere from afar. Watching it on television, I can't imagine what it was like to see it in person. And I encourage you again to go back and watch the highlights at minimum of this game. I'll leave a link in the description below to MLB's YouTube channel to watch for yourself. And if you can, watch the game from beginning to end. It was really one of the best games I've seen in quite some time. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell below to get notified when all the latest videos are posted on this channel, whether it be YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. Get the podcast link at westhesportsguy.com. I will see you next time.